Chinese miners. And with something like Dash, you actually have this interesting model where we just say explicitly that the holders of Dash coins vote on everything, which is untested and it's interesting. It's almost kind of like an in-coin DAO unto itself. And like that kind of model does have its own sort of criticisms to it. Like it's been like voter participation is potentially very low. There's very little incentive to vote. There's it's potentially corruptible in all the same ways that standard democracy is corruptible. On the Ethereum side, it's interesting because like I feel like early on it was perceived as being sort of an Ethereum Foundation dictatorship, but I would argue that the recent denial of service attacks have actually really made a substantial shift there because earlier on, the client that just about everyone used was the Ethereum Foundation's official Go client. And in the last month, there was a third-party client developed by a company in the UK. So it implements all of the Ethereum protocol rules. It's part of the Ethereum network, just like the Ethereum Foundation official clients, and you can run it instead of the official client. And it's handled the attacks better, and because of that, a substantial number of people moved over to it, or they moved over to running both and switching between them in some way. And so now, like you could argue that realistically, if the team behind this parity clients refused to implement a particular change, then a change would not happen. So that's interesting because like I feel like it is still kind of heavily unspecified in certain ways, and it's I guess one of the risks is if there is a serious disagreement, then like what's going to happen? Is the system going to deadlock? Is the system going to split in half again? Like a lot of things still need to be figured out. But in general, I feel like it's something where like the sort of a slow and organic approach where the system sort of evolves by itself over time. People recognize what the problems with the current approach are, and then it moves to a different approach and so forth. Like, is the way that it's necessarily going to move forward.
Yeah, and I think there's a pejorative connotation on governance. People think government, but you're talking about self-organizing, multi-stakeholder stewardship of a resource, and decentralization does not mean disorganization.
Totally.
So our time is up. Editorial comment. You get a new paradigm as we see emerging today. And these things cause a leadership crisis. Leaders of old have great difficulty embracing the new, vested interest fight against change. And these things are often received with coolness, or worse, mockery, hostility. And new paradigms call forth great leaders. And we've been listening to one of them today. Can we hear?